kids! Today we continue our story about a man named Gideon.
Hello!
In last week's story, Gideon was learning what it takes to be brave. He obeyed God by destroying the statue of Baal, the false god the Israelites were worshiping. Gideon knew that this would make the Israelites very angry, and they might even kill him. Gideon showed he could trust God and not fear what others would do or say. He was becoming a true warrior for God.
His faith went up and his fear went down.
Yes, it did, Miss Roxanne. But would his faith stay up? Things are about to get scary.
Big eyeballs!
At the beginning of our story in Judges chapter 6, we learned that the Midianites were evil enemies of God's people. Once a year, they would come into the town and take all of the Israelites' food and destroy their homes and even kill their families. The Israelites cried out to God for help, and God chose Gideon to be the mighty warrior that would defeat the Midianites.
I was scared to death. I mean, little old me? A warrior? But with God, I can be brave, right?
Gideon's task would not be an easy one. A large, very large army of Midianites, mean, nasty, evil Midianites, were camping in the valley right next to Gideon's town, preparing to attack. It was not looking good for the Israelites. But, filled with the Spirit of the Lord, Gideon blew his trumpet and sent messengers throughout Israel to call the soldiers together. And while he waited for them, Gideon, who was trying to be brave, asked God for proof that he really was the mighty warrior who should save Israel from the Midianites.
Fear says show me, faith says know me. Right, Mr. Shannon?
Yes, Miss Roxanne. When you know God, you know that He does what He says He is going to do. The more we know God, the more faith we have. But for now, Gideon had more show me than he had know me.
God, if you really are going to use me to save Israel like you said, then, could you, just give me a little proof? I mean, okay, how about this? I will lay out a piece of wool, and if dew falls only on the wool and the ground all around it is dry, then I'll know for sure that you'll save Israel by me as you have said.
The next morning, Gideon checked on the wool fleece. To his surprise, the ground around the fleece was perfectly dry. But the fleece was so drenched with dew that the water wrung from it was enough to fill a bowl. Then Gideon asked God for still another proof.
So God, my awesome God, don't be angry at me if I ask for one more thing. Please let me have another test with the wool and just let it dry only on the fleece and let there be dew all around the ground.
The next morning, Gideon again hurried to check the wool. This time, all the ground around was wet, and only the fleece was dry. Then Gideon knew God was ready to help him lead his people to victory.
God, you are bigger than any big fear that I have, and I will be brave because you are with me, and this is your battle, and I will be your warrior.
Faith fights fear.
Let the battle begin!